Well, what's going on, Cardinal Nation? Well, what a game today. What a game as we win 5-3 against the Cincinnati Reds. And we have done it. We have swept the Cincinnati Reds. That's right. Our second sweep of the season, and just pretty amazing. And this was another come from behind win. I believe we are towards the top of the league in comeback wins this season, and what a series this was. This had honestly a little bit of everything. In fact, all three of our wins in this series were comeback wins. We scored 10 runs Friday, in which we fell behind 3-0, and then yesterday fell behind and were down until the bottom of the eighth when Lars Nootbaar hit that go-ahead home run. Riley O'Brien got out of a bases-loaded jam in the ninth inning. And, well, in this one, we had a great chance in the bottom of the first as Ivan Herrera was hit by a pitch, then a single by Walker, a walk by Nootbaar, loading the bases for Brian Torres. Nootbaar was getting the start DHing, Torres to start in left field. But unfortunately, he would ground out, so we would strand the bases loaded, and we again stranded two runners in the bottom of the second. The Reds would then take a 1-0 lead in the top of the third, solo home run by Matt McLean, who homered yesterday. So that'll make it 1-0 Reds, and then the next batter, Tyler Stevenson, with a solo home run to make it 2-0, so back-to-back home runs off of Michael McGreevy. So that'll make it a 2-0 Reds lead. McGreevy would strike out the side in the fourth, and in the bottom of the fifth, we would get on the board to make it a 2-1 game. Jordan Walker with an RBI double scoring Alec Burleson, and Alec now has a 8-game hitting streak. He's had such a great year. He's really has had an underrated season. Yeah, I mean, he could potentially be an all-star as well, as he's actually on pace to drive in 100 runs, which is something Cardinals haven't had a hitter do in quite a few years. I think actually since Paul Goldschmidt, I believe. So that'll make it a 2-1 game, and then Brian Torres with a 2-run home run down the right field line to put us up 3-2. The second career home run for Torres and his first at Busch Stadium. So a special moment there for him. So that would put us up 3-2. And McGreevy would get through 6 innings, allowing just those 2 runs, which were both on back-to-back home runs. And finally, we gave him some run support. It wasn't a ton, but his last couple starts, the Cardinals had not gotten him a ton of run support. Just one last time out against Texas, and then the last 2 starts before that, none. So, he had struck out 5, no walks, so he continues his solid season. Even though he allowed 2 runs, he still has ERA still under 3 at 2.99 actually. So, with George Soriano on the mound trying to keep us on top, unfortunately he would allow a game-tying home run to Matt McLean, so a second home run for McLean, and third in the last 2 games, so that would tie it up 3-3. And Soriano with a third of an inning, allowing 3 hits. Joe Giorgio would then do a great job getting out of a first and second jam, and then Ryan Stanek would do a nice job as well. The Reds trying to runner in the 8th. Then the bottom of the 8th with the game still tied, Jose Fermin with a leadoff single, then Nelson Velasquez pinch hitting. He would have a single to put 2 runners on, and then Victor Scott would ground out, and should have been somewhat of a routine play, but a throwing error would allow Fermin to score. He would then advance to second, Victor would. So that would put us up 4-3, and then a walk to Weatherholt would load the bases for Herrera, so a great guy at the plate with the bases loaded. And he would ground out and would be safe on an error, so still no one out. And so that would put us up 5-3, And with Riley O'Brien on the mound trying to close it out, and was, you know, kind of hoping that he would have a clean ninth inning, and that's exactly what would happen. Despite allowing a one-out double to Stevenson, nothing else. So, what a game this was, and yeah, what a series, and a very good homestand, taking 2 of 3 from the Cubs, and then despite losing 2 of 3 from the Rangers, that was a disappointing series. Stranded a lot of runners on base in those 3 games, and now in this one against Cincinnati. So what a series. 2 more hits for Jordan Walker. He continues his likely all-star season. And Lars Nootbaar on base twice via 2 walks. So, and a key 2-run home run by Brian Torres. So, even though we would strand 12 runners on base. So, and for O'Brien, his 17th save of the season. That I believe is tied for the second most in the National League with Mason Miller of the Padres. So, 6-3 homestand. Glad we got this sweep. We're still 5 games back at the Brewers' first place. They just swept the Colorado Rockies. And now the Cardinals have an off day tomorrow, travel to New York City to face the New York Mets. The first of 6 on the road. And the Mets have been one of the most disappointing teams in baseball so far this season. They actually have played somewhat better lately, but we played them in early April and we took 2 of 3 from them. So, till then, against New York, Comics per saying go Cards.